Hello all and welcome back to another video. In this video I'm going to talk about 3 AI automations which are worth it to focus on right now. So what I'm going to do, I have my blog article right here. We're going to kind of discuss the key points of this. I'll share this also in the description of the video. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave them down in the comments. So generally speaking, attorneys ask me when they're looking into utilizing AI into their practice, what can it handle and what should it not handle? I've already discussed this in previous videos, how generally speaking, you want to do the tedious manual work rather than the work which requires legal judgment. So another way to think about this is which tasks give you the highest return per hour on time saved. Those are the best tasks to focus on when focusing on automations, at least in the current moment in time. So here I have a little diagram which includes 3 different things which I think are very worth automating right now. Number 1 is the intake summary. Number 2 is the demand letter drafting. And number 3 is summarizing a deposition transcript. So if you can see from the diagram, these are just rough estimates. Every situation is slightly different. However, manual time, this could take 20 to 40 minutes to summarize an intake summary, 1 to 2 hours to draft a demand letter, and 30 to 45 minutes to transcribe or summarize the deposition transcript to extract its key points. And with proper AI automations, I've discussed some of these prompts in previous videos. Just feel free to check them out there on my channel, as well as I have free tools on the blog in the free resources. If you just visit my website, which will be linked down below in the description of the video. With AI, you can see that we drastically reduce that time from 20 to 40 minutes down to 60 seconds, 1 to 2 hours down to under 2 minutes, 30 to 45 minutes down to under 90 seconds. And when we look at the frequency, intake summaries, they can be very often. It's on every new case, correct? And demand letter drafts, we can get several of these as well as transcribing, summarizing deposition transcripts. So now I'm going to discuss a little bit briefly about each of these 3 tasks and a little more details about them. This video is not on implementation. I've included implementation in other videos. In this video, we're just talking about how these are very useful in helping you save time on these manual, tedious tasks. So this is a very high frequency task, of course. For intake summaries, intake notes, every time you do an intake call, you need to do this as well. So every new case, as I said, starts with an intake call. So rather than saying they're transcribing and summarizing all your raw notes, intake notes and summary will do it all for you with the AI in a fraction of the time. So a structured intake tool is going to take whatever notes you have. They could be messy, it could be completely scattered, and it's going to return a summary with the key details, key facts organized in a structured data form to utilize in your workflows or just for your own personal reference. Now for number 2, the demand letter. Up in the diagram above, you can see that this could take anywhere from 1 to 2 hours manually. With the use of AI, it takes under 2 minutes. And the frequency could be multiple per week, right? So reason is you have to write a demand letter from scratch. In the past, we would have to sit there and type that up. And it just takes a long time. It's not that you don't have the ability to do it. It doesn't, but it's just not the best use of time. So with the help of AI, we can simplify that, reduce that time. It's still a draft. We still have to check over everything, make some modifications, but it puts us on the right path to where now we're not wasting as much time, and our time can be better used for work which requires more additional judgment, which requires a certain area of expertise. So it's essentially the same thing as intake notes, you could say. You're assembling, putting the facts in order, building the damages section, the liability narrative, calculating the demand figure. All of these would be included in the demand letter draft. And then afterwards, all you have to do is just review it, right? Make some edits, and with your own personal judgment, your own personal twist on top of the initial draft, you make those edits and then you send it. And that saved you a significant amount of time in the process, especially once we're doing this multiple times. Maybe not the first time, it won't be too significant, but over the course of a longer time frame, you can see how this saves you a lot of time and in turn money, because time is money, correct? Now for number 3, the deposition summary. Deposition summaries, this could take really a long time, because let's say you had a 40-page deposition. Now you need to sit there and read through all that, navigate back and forth earlier in the summary to earlier in the transcript to later in the transcript, right? You need to find the key testimony, the contradictions, any gaps in what was said. And this just also takes a lot of time, especially the longer the transcript is. So with AI, where it is 40 pages, where it is 80 pages, where it is 100 pages, whatever, as long as it fits within the AI's 1 million token context, which is really large, that can read upwards of like 1,000 pages of transcript, maybe even more. Any realistic amount, the AI is going to be able to sit there and read through all that and process all of it in a split second, not a split second, but very quickly, and return that deposition summary to you with all the key points organized by things such as topic. It flags inconsistencies in the witness testimony, and any notes may have not have been addressed, as well as admissions, inconsistencies, etc. So I always will reiterate this point. For those who have watched my existing videos, I understand it's tedious, but it is very important that I relay this in every video. AI is not a replacement for expertise. It's not a replacement for human judgment. It just helps you it helps you automate a lot of those manual, tedious tasks which you would otherwise need to do yourself. And what we want to do is take the brain power and focus it on what requires that brain power, rather than utilizing unnecessary energy on these manual tasks which don't require that specific judgment. So things such as whether to file, how to argue a motion, what settlement to recommend. These require your license, your schooling, your knowledge of the specific client from all the talks that you've had with them, any additional information and details on the matter. And AI is just not going to be able to replicate that type of judgment and detail. So I suggest that you leave that in your hands. So in short, the pattern is to automate the assembly, but keep the judgment. So that's essentially it for this video. If you're interested in working with me, just visit my website. I'll have a link down below in the description of the video. I'll also have this blog post linked down below in the description of the video. If you like the video, make sure to like it, leave a comment down below, and subscribe to the channel. And I'll have more videos coming out shortly. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.